the five senses decode reality as if everything's apart from everything else, because the five senses and what we call visible light is so narrow, the frequency band that we can actually see. I mean, it makes me smile when people perceive the idea that when they look through their eyes, they're seeing everything in the space they're looking at. They're seeing a tiny fraction of it, and it basically is in the frequency band of what we call form, things, objects. And so the five senses see objects and it sees empty space in between. But there is no empty space in between. If you could go further into the energetic field, you'd find that actually everything is connected by a sea of energy, consciousness, the quantum field of possibility, probability, just as the ocean connects all life in the ocean. And the nature of this field is vitally important to the way we interact with it, and the nature of our field and the way we interact with it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to lower the frequency of the field. Imagine, you were in an ocean and the ocean was being polluted. You'd start getting affected by the pollution. So what is happening, what has happened and has happened up to this point, is that society has been structured to pull people into low vibrational states of perception, of emotion. For instance, every time we think, every time we feel, we have an emotion, we're generating an energy. And that energy is basically our field, it's what we're broadcasting on. So joy and love are very high, fast frequencies, wavelengths. And depression and fear, particularly fear, they're all expressions of fear. Anxiety, all these things are low, slow wavelengths. And the idea is to pull us and the field into those low vibrational wavelengths. So not only is the field affecting us in that way because of its vibrational state, it's a feedback loop. Our vibrational state is feeding into the field. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy of low vibrational states. And what the truth vibrations are, as I was writing about from 1990 onwards, is an infusion of high vibrational energy into the field. Now, if you are still in a low vibrational state, then you know it's going to pass you by, like radio stations on different wavelengths. But as people start to awaken and awaken out of the programming of what I'll call body mind, which fundamentally perceives reality through the five senses, if you can break out of that and open your mind to other levels of reality, other levels of yourself, your consciousness, then your frequency starts to expand and these truth vibrations can start to affect you. And what we've seen, I've been fascinated to watch, not only to watch, but to feel, watching this awakening happen. Now, I've been kind of watching it for a while. What's going to change things is when we stop cooperating with the system that enslaves us. And, I'm not sure these people are that powerful. I'm not. I think that that's part of the mind trick, that we believe they're powerful. And if you believe something's powerful, then you are intimidated by it and you think there's nothing you can do about it. But when I look at the mathematical dynamics between 8 billion people and the number of those that in full knowledge that are driving this, and then you add all the gophers to that, you add those in law enforcement to that, you're still looking at a tiny number compared with the 8 billion. And if you look all the way through human history, you'll see the same, again, dynamic, which is of the few controlling the many, and because the many have given their power to the few. And, if you don't cooperate, then there's nothing that the system can do because there's not enough of them. Well, it's a mind trick. It's all mind. The whole thing's mind. This reality is mind. It's all psychology. They want this great reset to transform the world economic system. I've been writing about this for so long, the one world currency, purely digital, all other currencies would go. And all that goes with that in terms of control and control of finance, control of choice, control of people. And so they want to end the system as it is now, which has served them magnificently, but now there's this end game leap that they're after. And so the goal is to destroy the status quo of the world economic system. This global system is designed to have no countries. Countries are over if this comes in. It's a world government dictatorship dictating to every man, woman, and child on the planet. So you'll have a one world everything, including a one world police, military. But the point being that they want to, well, I say they want to, they already have. They want to bankrupt countries as part of this destruction of countries. And obviously bankrupt countries, bankrupt the world system, so that they can push that aside and put in the new system, playing the good guy. Oh no, we'll sort this out. We've got to change the system because of all the chaos and suffering that's going on. And so what they've been doing is to get governments, you've already indicated it, to print enormous amounts of money, well, fake money, what they call credit, which is money that has never, does not, will never exist, except in theory. And it's no accident that the US debt has just passed its claim 30 trillion. Now, I've been reading an article today that's saying that if you add up all the debt, you're looking at hundreds of trillions, really. Yep. In other words, America's bankrupt. Yep. And they keep printing more money. And as they print more money, of course, the value of money drops, inflation takes off, which it is around the world, particularly in America, it seems to me. And what is inflation? It's a fancy word for skyrocketing prices of everything. Now, they've also, in the same period, I've indicated it before, had this great transfer of production from America and the West to China and the Far East, controlled by China. And so China now pretty much, and the Far East in general, controls the supply chain. And they've been systematically dismantling the supply chain. I mean, I've seen interviews with people at container ports who said, look, we've just been told not to move goods on like we did before. And as, of course, the supply chain starts to break down, supply breaks down, prices go up. Price demand, supply and demand. And so this enormous tidal wave of inflation has been instigated and infused into the system. And the plan they want is to so destroy the world economy and the ability of people to earn a living